Alrighty, hello everyone, it's Silver Kyle, and it's time to do another video game mystery unboxing. So I just got 2 packages in the mail from eBay, and there's 2 games in here, 1 in here, so 3 games in total. And with mystery unboxings, I'm going to give you a few hints, and for this one, all 3 games are on different consoles, so I like that. It's kind of interesting. I have not looked at them yet at all. They're still, as you can see, still in the packaging. Hopefully this goes up well. Now for the first game, let's go with oldest to newest. So for the first game here, it's a system that I only really have a few games for, not really a lot. I don't even know if I've ever really shown them on any of my videos before. I might have done it once, very early on, but I've never really played a lot of these games, and as I was growing up, I never really played the system that often. I never owned it. I would only play it at families' houses or friends' houses. It was a rival to the system that I played when I was younger. And then as that system got older, that company got older, they just, stopped making consoles, which should kind of give you a hint. And this game would be their mascot, their biggest mascot. I have the second game in the series for this console, but I never had the first. So the mascot is blue, and it is Sonic the Hedgehog on the Sega Genesis. I only have 3 games for the Genesis. I got them when I got the Genesis for the first time for like $5. So I never had Sonic the Hedgehog. I played this at either my cousin's house or one of my friend's houses. I don't know. I played Sonic 1, 2, and 3, but I never owned it. So I'm really happy to finally have this, and I don't think I've ever beaten the game either. So I'm really excited to do that. And I'm going to slowly start trying to get more Genesis games because I know about the system and there's quite a few games that I want to play on it. So I'm looking to getting more into the Genesis and also getting the PlayStation 3, or I guess you get on Xbox 360 as well, but the compilation of all this Sonic and Sega Genesis collection. I really want to get that to kind of get an idea of which games I would want for the system. But Sonic, I know I like. Okay, so the next game here is this game was originally on PC, and then they ported it over to one console only. Eventually they had sequels. Those sequels ended up being multi-platform. So it was first on PC, the first game was on PC, then they made ports for the console, but they would call them by, like, there was a few differences here and there. Sequels ended up being multi-platform. The sequels have shown up on PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and I think there's like a few different titles on the Wii itself, and they even have one of the sequels ended up being on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. So the first game though only was on PC, and like I said, this first console, which was the original Xbox, and that is Far Cry Instincts. I haven't played any of the Far Cry games. I own Far Cry 3, I think, because I picked it up for $10 brand new. But I never got into the Far Cry series. I really like the look of Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 4. Far Cry 4 looks amazing on Xbox One and PS4. But I really wanted to start at the beginning. So I'm going to start it off with Far Cry Instincts. There is a sequel to this, or like another game after this before Far Cry 2. So I'm thinking of, like, if I really enjoy this on the original Xbox, then I'll pick that up. And there's also an Xbox 360 game that kind of combines both of them, Instincts plus the other one that I'm talking about that's like the next one after this. So I'm thinking of picking those up, but finally I'm going to be able to play the first Far Cry game. Really happy about that. Alright, and the last game here is the rarest game that I will have in my collection, and it's the game I've paid the most for ever in my life. I've talked about this game before on my channel numerous times. The thing was that the game just became so rare when it came out, and I should have done a pre-order, but I didn't. So now I kind of learned my lesson, and if ever there's a game that I think there's a chance that it could go rare, I try to pre-order it as fast as I can. It was really hard to open. Okay. And there was like so many things, especially on YouTube. One of the biggest things that I like about media is that people get together and we can actually, we can voice our opinions and our thoughts, and we will be heard if we all work together. And that's what happened for this game. there was 3 games that we really wanted to bring over to North America. You all probably know what this is now. I have the other 2 games, but I never had this game that came out on the Nintendo Wii. And I finally have Xenoblade Chronicles, and it's brand new. I got this from eBay, and I paid a lot less. I think it's because what happened is EB Games ended up getting a bunch of extra copies, and since then Xenoblade has gone down a little bit in price, or actually a lot, because I remember looking at this and it was like just crazy, always over $100 no matter what. This I paid less than 100, so I'm just really happy. It's brand new, still sealed. I finally have Xenoblade Chronicles in my hands. It is coming out for the 3DS. That might have pushed this to go down like lower than what it was even going for after EB Games ended up finding a bunch of used copies. But yeah, so I'm just really happy to finally have this in my hands. Xenoblade Chronicles. It's coming out for the 3DS, but I still wanted to play it on the Wii. I wanted it in my collection for the Nintendo Wii. I don't think a Wii collection is complete if you like RPGs, if you don't have Xenoblade Chronicles. Just because it's just so, you know, Operation Rainfall, the whole ordeal with that, getting this game to come over to North America. Now it's like this huge, you know, franchise that Nintendo's really trying to push with Xenoblade Chronicles X. The new 3DS is basically being sold by this game only because it's the only new game that we know of. I think there might be one other, but so far this is the only one that is, you know, exclusive to the new 3DS. So that's pretty cool. I'm still, I can't believe I have it, and new. I've always considered getting a used copy, but I really wanted a new one because I wanted to be fully complete and not to have any marks on it or anything like that, because I don't know, it's kind of like when Legend of Dragoon came out for the PlayStation 1 and how excited I was for that game. It's kind of like the same thing with this, even though I've never played it. It's exactly like when Legend of Dragoon came out, and I was like, oh, that game looks amazing. So yeah, finally. So there you go. This video ended up being a lot longer than I wanted it to be. So I ended up getting Sonic, Far Cry, and Xenoblade Chronicles. Really excited for all of these. And I will let you know what I think of in my next gaming update. I'm probably going to play at least Sonic and Xenoblade, and I'll let you know from there. So thank you all for watching. You've been Bearded. Beardage!